is Angel Rasmussen, and I'm here with
Miss Dawn Lewis.
And it's so nice to meet you today.
Nice to meet you.
I just have a couple questions that I wanted to ask. Like, what inspired you to be here today?
What inspired me to be here today? Well, I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and one of my sorority sisters was instrumental in helping to put this program together, this knowledge program. Get knowledge, where young people are coming in here talking about technology, engineering, all kinds of things that can be helpful to them in their futures and careers. So I have a nonprofit organization called the A New Day Foundation, and this is the group that we work with, teenagers 13 to 19, to give empowerment programs and scholarships and conferences and workshops. So I wanted to be where the young people are, who are doing what they are doing to be their best self.
But without further ado, we're gonna play our next guest speaker's video.
Dawn Lewis is a multi-talented and multifaceted award-winning individual. A Trumpet Award, Grammy Award-winning singer, multiple NAACP Image Awards, BMI and ASCAP Award-winning songwriter, film, television, and stage actor, a series TV creator/producer, and an inductee into the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame 2021. Her early career includes being an original cast member of Hanging with Mr. Cooper and the groundbreaking series A Different World. She was also composer of the show's theme song. Dawn's most recent projects include the original Broadway cast of Tina, the Tina Turner Musical, a special appearance on 911, and a recurring role in the award-winning series Grey's Anatomy. Currently, she can be heard on several animated series, including Star Trek Lower Decks, Futurama, The Simpsons, and Karma's World. She was added this season to the cast of the hit series Young Rock starring Dwayne Johnson, as well as to the reboot of the fan favorite Veronica Mars. Dawn is the president and CEO of Morning Jewel Inc., a multi-platform production company of film, television, animation, music, and music publishing projects. She is also the founder and CEO of the A New Day Foundation, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to provide empowerment and programmatic support to underserved youth and communities across the country and abroad. In 2019, Dawn received an honorary doctorate in humane letters for her more than 35 years of unwavering service and support to underserved youth and communities. Dawn serves on several boards and is a spokesperson for a variety of organizations, such as the National Advisory Board of the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, the SAG-AFTRA National Board of Directors, the KIS Foundation for Sickle Cell Disease, UNCF, American Heart Association, American Cancer Society, and the Empower Her Institute. Dawn also finds time to teach master classes, mentor youth, and give motivational lectures.
So ladies and gentlemen, please make as much noise as possible for Miss Dawn Lewis.
Not there yet. Keep clapping.
Make some noise for her, y'all.
Thank you, Ian. Let's get another round of applause for Ian. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed. I am so impressed. At 16, you're 16. 19. I wasn't doing any of that at 19. Oh my God, I'm impressed. Hi everybody. My name's Miss Dawn. How you doing? As you can see, I rep Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Yes, 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 yes. Now I am here to talk about my foundation, the A New Day Foundation. We're here to get knowledge today. And what we do at the A New Day Foundation is we try to introduce young people like you to different career and cultural opportunities that you may not even know exist. Now I heard Ian asked you about video games. As you saw in the video, I do lots of different voices. For The Simpsons, how many of you watch The Simpsons? Okay, how many of you have ever seen Karma's World? Okay, how many of you have seen Futurama? How about Star Trek Lower Decks? Okay, I do all kinds of voices. How many of you have ever watched the X-Men or played the X-Men video game? I do the voice of Storm. Okay, how many of you, I know you're older, did you ever watch Doc McStuffins? I was Granny McStuffins. I've been doing this a long time. Now here's a test. How many of you have ever seen the show A Different World? How many of you remember the theme song.
Yeah.
Some of you remember the theme song. Well, I wrote the theme song. And when they hired me to write the theme song, they had no idea that they had also hired me to be in the show. They didn't know I was the same person. So in the spirit of getting knowledge, I want to encourage you to do your best, to be your best at whatever you feel in your spirit inside that interests you. Because there are so many ways. I heard all of you talk about how you want to make lots of money and have a great job. In the world we're living in today, you have technology. You have so many resources at your disposal to take what is in your heart and in your head and turn it into a business. Turn it into a career. Who knew? When I was young, growing up, imitating all these different voices, my family come from South America, so I speak with a Caribbean accent. I can do that. I can also speak with a lovely British accent. I can also talk as though I come from any country in South Africa. And sometimes I sound like an old lady who just needs to have a cream of barley.
And other times I can sound like I'm only 4 years old.
Who knew I could buy a house and a car? Anything I want to do with that as a job. So at the A New Day Foundation, we take young people like you into the recording studio and teach you how to make your own animation projects. We take you down to City Hall and teach you how government works. We take you down to LAX and show you how an airport works. We introduce you to what is out there and what is available to you. So we have pamphlets and flyers for some of the different programs we do, but I saw there's a bunch of high school students here. Any of you a high school junior? How about a high school senior? Okay, well this June, on June 15th, we have our annual Focused and Fit, FIT, which stands for Financially and Technologically Informed Conference for a Different World, where we give you courses in financial literacy and technology, health and wellness, as well as motivation, activation, skill set management, how to put all of these things that you are being taught together so that you get a successful outcome. Now I heard all of you say you could use some money. All of you getting ready to go to college, we also give out scholarships. Anywhere from 6 to 12 of $2,000 each and a brand new laptop computer. So all you have to do is register to attend. We have little flyers that we can give you that have the QR code on them. You can register online, or anyone who is interested, my team is in the back there. They have pamphlets, hard copies. They're waving their hands. There's Miss Salome, there's Miss Carrera in the back. Have pamphlets and brochures for you to sign up. Okay? So, anyone have a question for me? It doesn't have to be about the foundation. Yes? How do I do those voices? It starts in my head and I listen. I listen to other people speak. I listen to other people's rhythms, and I do my best to imitate them. If anyone here is interested in doing voiceover work, the way you start is start recording yourself. You have your cell phone, right? Because sometimes what you think you sound like in your head is not what comes across on tape. So you have to listen, because when you're doing animation, that's all they hear is what's on tape. They don't get to see your face or see your acting to know what it is you're trying to get across. So start recording yourself and hear what those different voices sound like. Anybody? Yes, ma'am. How did I start off? Let's see. I started singing when I was 4. I started dancing when I was 7. I started acting when I was 11. I have 3 brothers. I'm the only girl. And my mom wanted to encourage me to do something to get me out from under the boys all of the time. So she encouraged me in the things that I really enjoyed doing. So I started taking dance classes, voice lessons. I played cello for 7 years. If there's an interest that you have, go for it. And sometimes you don't always get the support around you that you may need. It happens. I know that happened to me. There were certain people in my family that told my mom she was wasting her time, wasting my life by encouraging me in this way. But I also had teachers, and I also had different people in my community that showed me different and taught me how to love who I am, taught me how to believe in what I had in my spirit. And my family are Christians. So my mom always used to tell me that the only reason I have the gifts that I have is by the grace of God. And I wouldn't be able to do it if God didn't give it to me to do something with it. Okay? So I encourage each of you, whatever is in your spirit, whatever you truly believe in your heart of hearts, this makes me happy. This is something I'm willing to do the work for. There is no one you will find, no one you will see of any kind of success that was not willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do the work. All too often we show up and we want the result. Give me this, hook me up. I know you know, put me on. It's like, no, if you're not ready, you get one chance to make a first impression. One chance. First impression, one chance. And after that, you are playing catch up. You are trying to convince somebody why you deserve an opportunity. My grandmama used to say, if you stay ready, you what? You don't have to get ready. Okay, you had the same grandmama, okay? All right, any other questions? Yes. Nice and loud. Did I ever think I would be where I am today? In all honesty, I hoped I would be where I am today. And it wasn't until I got where I am today that I really realized the magnitude of where I am today. The work that it takes, not just only to get here, but to stay here, to stay relevant, to stay employed. Because there are so many people in this entertainment industry who are talented, who have resources, who have relationships. There are so many things that go into whether or not you actually see a person. So one of the things I learned to embrace was that there are many levels of success. It's not always the celebrities, it's not always the richest, because everything you see me do in a movie, somebody had to write. Somebody had to do the music. Somebody had to learn how to be a camera operator and make us look young and thin and fabulous. I can't do all of that, but everybody has a lane, so there's lots of ways to succeed. There's lots of ways to earn a living. So did I always believe I would be here? I know I hoped. Getting over the stereotype, getting over the low expectations for me as a young lady of color coming up in the world, in this community, wanting to act, wanting to be creative. And you have a lot of people who tell you what your limits are and what's not available to you. I was really grateful that there were enough people in my life who spoke positivity to me, who were encouraging to me, that I'm glad I listened to those voices to just keep persevering, to keep overcoming till I finally am in a place now where the sky is the limit. But now that I'm here, I'm realizing the responsibility and the continuous work that goes along with it. So just know you never stop growing, you never stop learning. One more question. Yes. Yes, sir. Is there anyone that inspired me? Many, 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 many people inspired me. When I was coming up, I used to watch musical movies all the time, and you won't know who any of these people are, but people like Dorothy Dandridge, people like the Nicholas brothers, people like Harry Belafonte, people like Judy Garland, people like even Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. Everyone I saw could sing, dance, and act. So I was under the impression, unless you could do all three, you will never have a job. So I learned and committed to doing the work to be all three, so that no matter what the job, I could be considered, I could be a contender. So that's why you see me in serious movies, that's why you see me in funny TV shows, that's why you can see me singing with recording artists, how I got the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, how you can see me doing a play on Broadway, or being able to get into a recording studio where you don't see me at all, but you hear my voice on a TV show. So my inspirations were all of those people who came before me. And what I'm realizing now is the responsibility that some of you maybe one day will turn around and say, Dawn Lewis inspired me. I am completely humbled. I am completely grateful, because I am only here because of the work that somebody did before I got here to make it possible for me to be here. So trust and believe that every adult person you see around this room, the only reason any of them are here is because of you. To make sure you know you are seen, make sure you know that you are cared about, Make sure that you have the very best access to whatever knowledge and opportunity that we can offer you. That is the only reason any of us are here. Nobody's getting rich being here. Nobody's getting famous being here. And the truth is, we already know that some of y'all don't even like us. That's real. I don't care. I need you to show up. I need you to listen. And if you don't get it from me, then maybe you'll get it from somebody else in this room. That's okay. When you grow up, you'll figure it out. I was the best friend you ever had. These teachers who were here with you, you will grow up and you will figure out, oh, okay, what they said did make sense.
So yeah, naysayers. Yeah, people who said you can't, people who said you won't, you're not good enough, you're not this enough. All of those things. Working so I could prove them wrong, prove it to myself, more importantly than to prove it to anybody else.
Is there anything inspiring that you want to say to the audience?
Wow, be invested in you. Your success starts with every little step you take towards positivity, towards humility, towards cooperation and collaboration. You can be your best self. That should be everybody's purpose, is to be their best self and be a blessing to someone else along the way.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.